Welcome back. It's your brother Tactical, back out in the wilderness again with another tool review. Today's tool, the Gerber Gator. I used to think it was the 13-inch, but it really isn't. So it's the small Gerber Gator. Overall length, 18.5 inches. Blade length is 10 3/4 of an inch. Comes with this little nylon sheath, little belt loop on the back, Velcro closure. Comes out easily. It does have there's a lot of space in there. Well, let's check for rattle. Yep, it's got rattle, but it's pretty muted. It's just nylon. There we are. Better look at this thing. The weight stat I found can't be right. It was saying it was 2 pounds. This thing's got to be like a pound, maybe max. I don't know. Maybe they were counting with the sheath, so I'm not sure on the weight exactly. Handle, same thing. There's a lot of things I'm not sure about when it comes to Gerber. You know how they are. They like to be all secretive and shit. Looks to be like a Crichton kind of handle, rubberized handle over plastic. Steel, same thing, mystery. Do not know if it's like 420 or it's, I don't frickin' know. Somebody might know, I don't know. Lanyard hole there. Crappy little lanyard as well. Sawtooth back design. And on the big size, this saw did work. So we'll test it on a little guy and see if that works too. Little hole up there. I don't know exactly what that's for. I use it to hang it up and shit. I don't know. There might be like some specific reason for that. But whatever. It's got like it's almost like a partial hollow grind. Like a really shallow hollow grind. You can see it better up here. But that's what it looks like. Bevel totally off. No big surprise. Retail for 25 bucks. You can get them for 20 or less. Okay, now it's starting to rain a little bit. Yay. That's always fun when you're out testing in the middle of the woods. And you got camera equipment, but whatever. Test initial sharpness first. So you can see it. Ow. Okay. I just found something out right away. There goes your man not thinking totally. I was using, because usually when I whittle a stick or something, I use my thumb to help control. But yeah, that's got spikes. That was even with gloves on. So you got one little spot you can push down on still. Okay. You gotta use my head sometimes. I know. Get it so you guys can see this. Try out some different spots. Kind of like the full size. Not so sharp. I wasn't really surprised about that, but okay. Let's try this saw back out a little bit. Here we go. We'll test out the saw part. See how this works. Make sure I'm on screen. Okay. Get this off just so you can see what it's actually doing. See the penetration. You don't have as much leverage as with the 18-inch, but man, it's already cutting pretty damn good for a frickin' something that's not really a saw. That's like the only thing I'm gonna cut a notch now. That's the only thing I'll give these Gerber ones, is that saw actually works. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of cool. Oh, you can stab with that too. Put it right in somebody's face. What the squat? I'll try a little bit of chopping with this. This is probably 3.5, 4-inch diameter little tree. That, and I'm going farther back on the handle. I'm not right up here. I'm choking back a little bit. It's doing something. It is taking some decent little bites, because it is what? 10 and change long. I gotta watch out for you guys. You guys are right freaking next to me. I gotta trap this handle without gloves. It's cold out, but I gotta see if I get any hot spots or anything. Yeah, it's doing okay. You know, it's not sharp really. A little bit. Okay, I took both gloves off just in case. Just to, you know, really test it so I see if it hurts me or not. Gonna do a little bit of stabbing. Love stabbing shit. Dead tree, but It's a little soft, but it is sinking in a little bit. Ooh, sorry about that, I'm getting you guys dirty. Yeah. Taking a good chunks out of it, you know, taking a good divot there. So far the handle's feeling pretty good. It's not hurting at all. That's always cool. Does have a little bit of flex too, but it is really thin. So that didn't go too bad, you know, for a Gerber. Take a look at the finish. Do that together. Take a look for yourself. Not too bad. You know, a little bit of scuffs. And the edge itself, I don't see any nicks or anything. That's cool. That's always decent. That's some wood right there. Always looks like a nick on film, but it's usually just freaking wood. So I'll tell you if it's got something. As for being straight, you know, I didn't totally check to see if it was straight, but it ain't right now. There is a little bend to it. Maybe it was the stabs I was doing, flexing it too much, but because it is super thin, you know. These Gerbers and the Sogs are like the thinnest machetes that I got out of all my stuff. Okay, it's getting kind of deadly out here, so wind's picking up and stuff, so you gotta make this short and sweet. Would I recommend it? For 20 bucks? What else is out there for 20 bucks? I'd say no. You know, it's decent and it is working, but for 20 bucks you go get a Cold Steel or an Ontario or whatever. There's a lot of stuff out there for 20 something bucks, especially of this size. So I'd say nah, I'd probably skip this one. Sorry, Gerber. You know, the saw did work good. You know, that's one plus I will give it, because the other machetes don't have a saw besides the Sog, and that one sucks. So if you want a saw, you know, machete combo, then I'd say probably grab it for 20 bucks. But I'd rather just carry a real saw, a bow saw or something, than something like this. But anyways, I'd probably give it like a 4.5. It's decent, it didn't break, it did bend, you know, unless it was kind of tweaked like that. I don't think it was, but it's a little tweaked now. You know, chopped okay and stuff, but yeah, I'd probably skip this one, guys. But that's the truth, and that's what you're gonna get from the Tactical Show. Thanks as always for stopping by, and until the next time we meet.